A visual debugger is a software tool that enables you to pause the execution of a running program so that you can look at the logical flow of your code and see which way it's headed, or look into a watch window at the bottom of the window and see what the condition of variables and threads are as your program executes. This tool will allow you to step through the code line by line. You can step over methods, that is, don't look at the internals, or you can step into a method and see what the internals of that method are doing with the variables that you're passing to it. You can set a number of breakpoints. You can set conditional breakpoints. You can set certain values to be watched. You can do a ton of things with this debugging tool in NetBeans. And we're going to cover the basics of that in this video, but understand there are a lot more things that you can do with this tool. The simplest form of debugging is to place your cursor at some line in your program that you'd like to halt the execution on. So let's choose this if statement here, drop my cursor there, and then you can press F4, or you can go to the debug menu up here at the top and hit run to cursor. So you see the program compiles, generates, we'll type in if here, press enter, and you see that it stops. You see the green line and the green arrow to the left and the gutter there. That tells you that you have stopped execution there. Now you can hit F7, which is step into, or F8, which is step over, and walk through your code. So we'll just hit F8 and down, and you see it just rotates back and it's waiting for the input. So we'll put if again, since we know that's in there. Hit enter, and on and on. It keeps doing that. So here we'll exit out of the program. You've learned how to step into and step over various lines in your code, and this is going to solve the majority of your syntax issues and any issues that you run into with the logical flow of your program. Every once in a while, though, you are going to run into a situation where you have maybe a large data set, 200-300 or 2,000-3,000 data elements, and one of those data values in particular is causing your program to go sideways, or it's creating invalid results. What you don't want to do is to have to step through each line of your code over and over and over and over until you find the value. That's where a conditional breakpoint comes in. We created conditional breakpoint by creating a regular breakpoint. You right-click on it and select breakpoint properties, and you come over here, you get the breakpoint properties here. Okay, I'm going to create a condition. We'll just delete that so I can do it again. So in this case, I want to stop when a certain data value occurs. So I'm going to use this object right here, temp donation. I say temp donation dot, and I'm going to grab donation ID, and I'm looking for the value 302. So hit OK on that. So just to show what I'm talking about, I want to look at these donation elements. These are the data values that are being read into the program, and I know there's, 6 of them here, 7 of them here. It could just as easily be 6 or 7,000 or 6 or 700,000. It wouldn't matter. I want to find, because when I hit donation 302, something hinky's going on and this 2222 isn't being interpreted correctly. I do not want to step through this and this and this and so on and so on and so on. I want the program to stop when it hits 302. So I set my breakpoint, I debug, And shabam, there it is. Now, it has executed the code and it has stopped on that line. That tells me that if I go and look in temp donation down here, look at that, 302. It has read and processed all of the preceding data and stopped only on the data value that I'm interested in. That is going to save you a lot of time when you begin working with larger data sets, and your error is not necessarily a logic or a syntax error. That is the NetBeans debugger in a nutshell. And we have just scratched the surface on what this tool is capable of doing for you. This is not the only debugger that NetBeans supports, but it is the one that is natively installed. You will discover that there are lots and lots of debugging tools, some of them much more extensive than this one, but this is going to do the trick for you. Put some of these things into practice, and it's going to save you a lot of time in debugging your programs. It's going to especially save you from dropping system out print line commands to tell you what's going on in your code. Good luck, and I'll talk to you in the next video.